Hi everyone. Today I'll be talking about parents spanking, smacking, beating their child. In the 90s, 70% of parents, especially women, agreed to spanking their kids, while 90% of them agreed to giving them corporal punishment. The question is, are we still in the 90s? Yeah, are we still in the 90s? Are children still acting the way they used to act in the 90s? Or are parents still acting the way they used to act in the 90s? So therefore, should they still be spanking or beating or smacking or corporal punishment? Welcome back. Parents smacking their kids. You see, hitting, spanking, smacking itself, it is a kind of violence. According to new child projects, they say when you hit a child, the child go up to be a hero. In other words, when you hit a child, the child will eat his or her own kids because you hit him. Should that be the case? This is one of the situations in Africa today. Your parents beat you because they were beaten, and you will beat your child because you were beaten. Which makes sense. When you hit your child more frequently, you spank him more frequently, it will go up to spank his or her own child for the same or similar offense. The question is there any beating that is equivalent or any spanking that is equivalent to any kind of offense? Maybe your child make noise, then you think 2 strokes, or your child disobeyed you, you think 5 strokes is equivalent to that. Is there any of such? And that's why you can't beat your child because you were beaten. No. You can't do that. They are right in the sense that when you hit a child, they go up to be a hero. How but I have to beat you because in my own time my mother beat me, my parents. No, it doesn't have to be. Like I said, in the 90s, did you have to beat now because they beat in the 90s? Are children doing the same thing they do in the 90s compared to now? That's one of the consequences of beating. Some other reason why children get beaten is because they have bad behavior. Well, their behavior can result in many ways, for many reasons. Their behavior may result as a result of peer pressure. The behavior may result as a result of them, of what they learned from their parents, eating someone else. The more they have bad behavior. But I want you to know that whatever it is, that especially when they are 1 to 3 years, whatever way they must have acted, it's just because they don't know more, they can't do any better. And as a matter of fact, your kids will get you angry, they will get on your nerve. You just have to calm down and make sure that you are not acting out, that you are reacting appropriately to any of the situation. Now, comparing parents that are educated and not educated, according to ABC News, 35% of educated parents or women spank their child, while uneducated women, 55% of them smack the child. So I think smacking doesn't have to do if you are educated or you are not educated. It is just there will come a time that you have to beat your child because he has committed a kind of offense that says that they should be beaten. I mean, I've seen people who go up at the time their father or their mother never lay hand on them, and they are well trained. They don't have to be smart because they don't act like someone that ought to be smart. There is a debate on smacking and not smacking on debate.org. 55% of parents said yes to spanking, while 45% said no. And both of them have things to say. Some of the reasons why the 55 said yes, they said spanking saves the child from violence. And it's true. There was this video that went viral.
Well, you can hear the woman shout, "And no, that's you," before she rips off the teenager's mask. This video, as you can imagine, is getting a lot of attention online. Baltimore's police commission even took notice.
This woman smacking boy in the public because he was protesting. Sometimes you as a parent, your reaction comes out promptly and you don't think of it, and then it just happened to be right. But that doesn't mean smacking is always the best way out of violence. But in that situation where they were protesting, I believe you can't talk the child out of it because it's of peer pressure, and the act of protesting it's more or less violent. So the only way that she applied is by smacking the child. When you continue smacking your child, it's because probably the child keep on repeating the bad behavior you told him to stop. And I think that's justified, because when you tell the child stop, 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 and then it keeps repeating it. After you've warned him, yeah, you can spank him. Spanking comes first. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. So you can warn him at first before you spank him. And some of them say the Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child. But at the same time, don't forget, the Bible never said use the rod to kill the child. Okay? So please, for Christians who are going after spare the rod and spoil the child, when you want to spank your kids, make sure you are not flogging them mercilessly. Don't flog them like animals, because you don't give birth to one anyway. Don't flog them as if you are flogging a cattle. You are not rearing up animals. You are bringing up your child. Okay? Have a minimum at least 5 minutes. Beat them and then forget about it. If you're beating your child for the next 15 minutes, 30 minutes for what he has done 45 or 30 minutes ago, I believe you're a monster. Because why will you beat your child to such an extent because of what he has done some minutes or hours ago, and saying the Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child? So no, you're not going to do that. Okay, but 45% who said no, they said street parents, they have temper problem. In other words, it's true. If you find yourself hitting your child every second, you have a problem with your anger, because your child will always get on your nerve. They are kids. They will always get on your nerve. And let me tell you, whenever you beat them doesn't justify it, because you're angry every moment. Sometimes you have to make sure your anger is not getting in your way. You are a parent, don't forget. And your kids will always get on your nerve. Sometimes. And then sometimes the people who said no to beating said violence can't solve the violence. And that makes sense. When your child did something wrong and you are beating him, are you beating him because what he did was wrong, or you are beating him because you are angry? Okay? But in other way, what you're doing is violence, abusing him in one way or the other. In fact, most Africans will agree with me that when they beat them, it is always severe, especially if you are poor. If you are in the lower class, the middle class, you get beaten a lot for little wrong that you do. And you get beaten mercilessly anyway. I've known of parents that beat their child, and the child has to run away from the house for a month. Or just because you beat your child, because you are trying to be. No. That's what they're trying to say. Violence can't solve a problem. Okay? Sometimes you just have to sit them down and talk into their head. It will work. Try that. And sometimes when you beat your kids, you are telling them something is wrong with them. You comparing your child to another person's child. No, you can't compare your child to another person's child, because you only know their strength, you don't know their weakness, and you don't want to expose your child's weakness to another person's child, saying that this person does this, therefore you should have done the same thing. No, every child handles the situation differently. So why will you compare your child to another person's child, telling him that you are incapable and that's why you have to beat them? No, you can't beat your child because you expect them to act like another person's child. No, you can beat your child moderately, not severe, not bluntly, to show that what he has done is wrong and you are trying to correct him. So, most importantly, you can't beat your child when you are hungry. Please stay away. In fact, there was a time my father once beat me. I was reported to him because I messed up in my neighbor's house And then my father was so angry and he kept quiet for a whole day. But 6 a.m. the following morning, my father woke me up and told me, "You did this yesterday. That was really bad." And then it smacked me. Now, what am I trying to say? He didn't flog me when he was angry. He flogged me early in the morning, 6 a.m. I knew, especially when he woke me up, I knew there was trouble anyway. So you don't want to beat them when you're hungry because you can kill them. And you might even regret flogging them because, in fact, you can flog them and disfigure them because you have flogged them with anger. But if you love your kids and you are trying to follow what the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child, and I mean, trust me, you will flog them moderately, you will not flog them bloodily. You won't flog them until you disfigure their face, until there's blood all over their body. No, you won't do that. If that's one of the things Africans do, they will make sure they do some things on your body so that you will remember. No. You don't have to disfigure him. In fact, if you're not careful, you can disable the child. So you don't want to beat your child to such an extent that everyone will be ready to welcome your child. No, you don't want to beat your child mercilessly. You don't want to beat them like animals. Okay? Never flog with anger. Show them love. No matter what they do wrong, show them love. Show compassion and forgiveness. And sometimes not every of their action requires to be spanked. Sometimes you have to sit them down and talk into their head. It will work. Try it. Okay? And don't split them for so long. 5 minutes, you're done with beating. Don't go and get the stick. Don't go and get the plank. Don't go and get the special belt. I mean, I know of the parents that have wires at home they store it, not just because they want to beat their child. And they take wires. No, they are not cattle. No, they are your child. Okay, you gave birth to them. Okay, please, you can't raise a child like that. Please let me know your comments about this. If you think you can beat your child anyhow, anywhere, any day, anytime, as far as you think what he has done is wrong, or if you think there's a proper way of beating a child, there's a proper way of picking up a child and it doesn't deserve to be beaten anyway, anyhow, let me see what your comment is. Please put your comment below and please like, subscribe, please share this video with someone else. It helps a lot of child. It helps a lot of parents going out there trying to beat their child mercilessly. Thank you and have a great day. They shouldn't give teachers the permission to beat their children. See, this is what happens when you beat them. They're going to beat them mercilessly. They will beat them out of proportion. Yeah, they will do that.